Shalom, Shalom, Israel. This is Judah Nazareth. I'm back with a new video. This is going to be called a Mystery of the Torah of Exodus 35. We're going to show you, well, we're not going to show you on the video, but I was saying last night on FB, for those who I'm friends with on there, we need to hit up a closed group of Israelites who are interested in the tabernacle, Torah, tabernacle, temple, mysteries and symbols, so that we can share these, learn them all by heart, and then set up lessons, because I want to take off my Torah temple secrets videos off the thing, because, you know, I'm watching Rastas and other groups, profane groups, try to incorporate our symbols and teachings into their foolishness. I'm not saying all this foolishness. I'm just saying, you know, they're not keeping it pure, man. They're like, you know, they're profaning the holy city. They're profaning the temple. Trying to incorporate the wisdom into their things, and they're not following the doctrine. You know what I'm saying? And the doctrine is the Torah. So, you know, no strange doctrine, no man-made doctrine. We're gonna try to follow the Torah as best as we can, and with the Torah and the symbols and the allegorical teachings and principles and things. Teach us and guide us. I was sitting on FB. I want to I'm drinking the tea here. I wanted to open up a FB page, but I'm not going to open it up, because every time I do, man, people act like they're scared of me, man. They don't want to, like, you know, comment back or you know, some people ask questions, but most of the time people just like don't say anything, or they just kind of just sit back and watch. I need some more proactive brothers. Like I said before, we got brothers now who are taking Torah temple teachings and incorporating it into like an almost a language, which is super dope, because I tried to do that a couple of years ago, and it was like nobody cared, no one paid attention to it, you know. But we have a few brothers out there who really like this wisdom. You know, it's like what they've been looking for. The Most High guided them to my page. They're probably doing study on their own, and they're figuring this all out and incorporating it. So you brothers who are doing that, man, you know, don't stop, man. There's, you know, I'm just one guy who knows this, but there's other brothers in here, you know. This is a system, you know what I'm saying? Like this is the holy place, man. There's other priests in here, you know, priest sons, you know, in here that we all have to work this tabernacle together. So it's not going to be, this is not Judah Nazareth's doctrine. You know, Judah Nazareth is in this doctrine of the Torah tabernacle man, but this is not my doctrine. You know, this is not my wisdom. This is not my Torah. This is the Most High's Torah, and this is his program. So all those who are interested in this, you know what I'm saying, let me make this bigger. Oh, well, as big as I can, I guess. You know, we all got to work this. So let's, you know, so of you other proactive brothers, start a page up, those who get a lot more flow and whatnot, and I'll join, and we all work together, and we work on a system. Because I want to take these videos down so that they can't be profaned anymore by brothers who, and others, you know, Esau and others who want to, like, use our wisdom and our knowledge, you know what I'm saying, and use it for what it's not supposed to be used for, man. That makes me angry. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all's not dealing with that. So, again, excuse me, my voice is a little raspy. I just got back from out of town, man. I was out in this cold weather at some like, little cabin thingy, like a little mini vacation this weekend with the family. So, yeah, man. But, yeah, so let's get into it. Exodus chapter 35. This is the tabernacle. We're gonna. They said Yah told Israel to set it up, to set up the tabernacle in the wilderness. Let's use the wilderness this as the example. This is also Israel. This is also the Holy Land, but this is also signifies like the wilderness where Israel was to receive its understanding, its training. Hold on, let me show you this real quick too. I got another book which kind of gets into it. Excuse me. You can find they call it the Numbers. I think it's Numbers 35 chapter 1, and they have what they call the Holy City, which is a city of the Levites, which is also the city of the angels, where you get the word Los Angeles from. They actually get it from this city of the angels, which is also your Debar. Remember, keep in mind, the Levites didn't have any particular land allotted to them. Their portion was the Most High's land, or you know, which is the heavens, the mind, the spirit. So this is also your Numbers 35:1. with the three different outer levels. If you go into the book of Kings, I forgot what verse it is. 2 Kings, if I've written down. I think. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 1 Kings 6 verse 8. You will notice that it says that in the Holy of Holies, there's 3 levels. So you got your, you got your 3 levels here. Your Alam, your Hayakol, your Dabar. You also got your 3 levels in the mind. Your carnal mind, your heavenly mind, angelic mind, and celestial mind, which also corresponds. You got your carnal mind, earthly mind, your heavenly mind, angelic mind, and your celestial, mind, where the Most High, the Creator mind. But it's all for it's all symbolized in here. Anyways, Yah told Moses to erect the tabernacle, which is create the upright man, the standing man, not the laying down man that you saw on Jacob's. Oh, how come I don't have this? Wait, give me 1 second. We want this. All right, you see here, you see Jacob laying down here. Let me make that bigger. You see Jacob laying down here. You see the pillow, or which is the stone. This is the stone that's in the Holy of Holies. And you see the Holy of Holies is here above his head. This is the foundation stone that's in the temple tabernacle. When he said that the ladder was going up into heaven where the angels went up and down. So this is showing you, like I said before, if you go to Numbers chapter 35 verse 1, the city of the Levites is, with the 3,000 cubits. This is showing you that this is also the city of the angels, which is the holy city in the mind. So Israel, when he erects the tabernacle or sets up the holy city of the tabernacle, oh, I'm sorry, give me 1 second. It's Israel, it's all of us who understand the principles, understand the secret teachings, the symbols of this tabernacle. We all understand it, so we don't have to set up a church made with hands. All we gotta do is know this, and we can set up this invisible house, this invisible tabernacle, and with everything inside of it, all set up by the mind, if you know what I'm saying. This is what Yahushua, not Christ, this is what Yahushua was telling you in the so-called New Testament about the kingdom of heaven is within you. He was teaching the disciples that you can set up the holy city just with the mind. It's a temple you erect without using your hands, without nailing anything. We all understand this. We all know it. And if I were to say, the Ark of the Covenant, the throne of the angel Michael, the heavenly court of the angels, you should already know I'm talking about the Ark of the Covenant. Or if I say, GMS is, these guys are, the altar of sacrifice with no sacrifices upon it. You should already know that these guys, I'm talking about, these guys are in spiritual Egypt. If they're not putting a sacrifice on it, which means they're not separating themselves from carnality, from the spirit and bondage. They're like earthly, carnal, whatever. They're not set apart. They're not putting an animal on and then elevating Allah. They're not rising up. They're just that square box, that carnality. But anyway, let's get to the symbols and whatnot, and I'll try to explain as best as I can for you using these illustrations here. All right, so let's get to Exodus 35. Let's get to, on 6 days work may be done, but on the 7th day should be holy for you, a day of complete rest for Yah. Whoever does work on it shall be put to death. Give me 1 second. I went to verse 2, so it's let's go verse 2. Shashat yam yam ta'ashat maleka. So it's like, let's break this down. Shashat is another word for 6. The word shasha is also the word you get for the word lily. When I showed you the pomegranate and the shield of David and all this, the word signifies to annihilate, to destroy, which is another word of what you do when you are sacrificing on the altar. I'm sorry. This thing's about the bullshit. I'm sorry, I meant to close this down. Hold on. This thing is bullshit. Get out of here, man. I'm sorry. All right, let's get back. Shashat is another word you use to annihilate. It also means 6 is also a number for preparation. 7th is your completion. 8th is your abundance, or with the word shaman, which you get the word oil from, which is your number of anointing. Circumcised on the 8th day. So your 7th day is completeness. This is really your 7 in here, in the holy place. You got your 7 lights, your menorahs. You got your 7 planets in here. 7 angels. But the word shashath is 6. It's preparatory. It also means to annihilate. It's also a word that means to rejoice. So when you put your animal on here, symbolic animal. Let's say, for instance, we put the lamb on the altar. We want to use the lamb's principle. The principle of the lamb would be purity and innocence. The lamb's wool is whiteness, purity, innocence, submission, humbleness. It's also symbolic of snow and things like that. So let's get back to it. Shashat yam yam ta'asha maleka. So let's look at this word. It's like 6 days you should perform the labor. The word maleka. Let's hit it again, because remember this. The Torah is written layered upon layered. So you shall annihilate or destroy the lower self on these days, and you shall perform the maleka. If you go to, I think it's Psalm 82:6, the Most High says, "You are all gods. You are all Elohim." This word, if you take the H off, this word is angel, malek. But with the H, it means labor. So what y'all are saying is, on 6 days you're going to perform all these these functions of fighting against the lower self. Remember to keep the word lakam means bread. Malakama means battle. So you're going to be like doing battle with these like forces. Let's take for instance the seven Canaanite tribes, which are also symbolic of your 7 lower commandments from the 10, but they're opposite. They do everything that Yah told them not to do. This is why they got expelled from the Holy Land. They expelled out. So they're showing you these 7 Canaanite lands. All these enemies all around are synonymous with these forces or principles within the self that you have to battle, and that's your labor. People who don't battle this, such as like Esau, who don't battle these 7 Canaanite tribes or enemies within the self to do this battle or eating the bread, they in essence are the devil. They're like the devils. But Israel, when he's doing these labors and he's setting up the tabernacle, he's learning all this, and he's fighting this inner war within and without, he's actually being a god. I don't mean the Most High, I mean an angel. He's like a lesser angel. You can find this in the book of Psalms. It says, you made man a lesser angel. So this is what man is doing. Man is like an earth angel. He's a messenger on here, which also signifies your 7 menorahs. So not to spend too much time on one thing. And this is going to be a multi video thing, because we're going to get into the mysteries of this. On the day of Shabbat, so it's to be Shabaya or Shabbat 7, which is another word for stop, or a word for home, or another word for oath. You like cease this like labor, because Israel will all gather as a congregation and serve together. They wouldn't be doing the 6 days of fighting this eternal war, this fighting against these inside forces or principles. They would have rest, such as Yah rested on the 7th day. Israel would rest on the 7th day as well. So written down here, it says, rejoice, linen, preparation, to be bright, to set self, shasa is another word, set self. Your 6 days of fighting your internal war is separating yourself, which is another word for shasa, which is where you get the word cloven-footed or split hooves from animals that may be, which are, your clean and unclean animals. Split hooves, which also is symbolic of separating the self, and they chew the cud, which means they bring up food from the stomach up, which means elevate. So it's like sacrificing the animal, burning it, and its smoke rises up. Yah is all about elevation. Separation, elevation. This is the whole function of man and the whole function of the tabernacle. Let's get down. I'm trying to stick with the more pertinent scriptures, so I'm not taking all day with these. Let's go to what to 6. Let's go to 3. You should not kindle a fire in any of your dwellings on the 7th day. So outwardly, outwardly, inwardly. Keep in mind, outwardly, inwardly. You're not going to kindle any fires. There's also a teaching of this. Don't you be foolish or stupid. The word be'er, it means foolishness, the foundation, the presence of God, to kindle, to consume, to burn, or with blindness, nakedness, by ignoring it. If you take the word ba'ar, it's like B-A-I-Yan R. So you can split this word up, and it's to be or to come, and R, which means a word of blindness or nakedness. Keep in mind too, I said that we use the sheep or the lamb as our example animal because we want to use its principles of its wool, its clean wool, innocence, purity, submission, things like that, self-sacrifice. When Adam and Eve were, when they had their fall, it says that they were in the garden of God. Okay, but they were naked, which means like they became blind. Remember, the serpent said, once you understand good and evil, you'll be like gods, knowing good and evil. God said, when you start to know the knowledge of evil, you will die. But what he meant was you will fall from this heavenly estate, your heavenly estate on down to a carnal earthly estate. And you'll have to do work on an earthly level to rise up instead of Yah raining down rain for you and bringing down vegetation and produce for you out of his grace. You would have to work this unproductive ground to bring forth produce. Basically is what it's saying in here. So again, Adam and Eve were, let's just use Israel. When Israel is down here, he's naked. This is shame. He needs the lamb's wool, the spiritual covering. Another good example of this is when you read the Torah and its outside letters, okay, on 6 days work shall be done, but on the 7th day it should be holy for you. This is nothing but the skin that you're reading. This is the outside. This is the panels of the temple, the panels and the outside covering. When you start going into it, you should not kindle a fire. When you go into it, inwardly, you should not be foolish or stupid. The foundation, the presence of God, kindle, consume, burn with blindness, nakedness by ignoring it. We can get to verse 3. It would be no tha ba'ar, no with blindness, ba'ar, which is blindness, ara, ash, which is fire. You add a y in there, it's man. It means an entity, a presence, or something that's here. Bakal, and all. The word kal also means everything, all, completeness, but the word also signifies within. You can check out the Hebrew word kalai, kaleh. It means inward, the innermost self. So it's where's 3? I'm sorry. Let the ba'ara, no, you be blind or naked, man, or with fire. No, should be foolish with this with this presence. Remember, Yah says Yah is a dwelling, consuming fire. The word Aish, Bakal, in all, or within the innermost self. Masha batayakam, in your houses, in your 7, in your oaths, in your dwelling place. This is your dwelling place. So Yah saying, for the whole 7 in here, don't neglect any of this on your day of rest. Your day of rest is basically your ceasing of the labors, but you're still going to be working and acknowledging and celebrating, rejoicing in all that you have in here. This is your dwelling place, your holy place, your Shabbat Dayakam, which means all of your dwelling places in here. Within, I'm sorry. Bayawam HaShabbat, on the day of the Sabbath, on your 7th day, on your day of your 7th. Hold on, we are at 19 minutes. This is probably going to be a multi-video, like I said. This is a great verse. Take for yourselves a portion for Yah. Everyone whose heart motivates him shall bring it as a gift for Yah. Gold, silver, and copper. There'd be 5. Let's go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kwaka, take ma'atakam, or for you all, the tha ra wa ma, which means a gift or a volunteer service. I'm sorry. If you break this word down, tha means you, ra wa ma, which means to highness, to erect thyself. Remember, Yah's all about setting yourself up, righteousness, pointing heavenward. Where were we? Thara'omah for Yahweh. Kal Nadayab, which means a free will offering or volunteering, a labah, in your heart, in your mind. So what Yah's saying is, all those who wish to work this service, to do this labor, to manifest this angel on earth, to manifest this house on earth amongst ourselves, whoever has the will to do it. Let me give you an example. Brothers who don't want to study the Torah, study the symbols, and study the things inside, they don't want to erect the tabernacle or the kingdom of God amongst us. Their hearts are not willing to do so. They're not willing to put in this labor or this knowledge, this study for Yah, for Yah's for Yah's glory and greatness amongst the people. They don't want to do this. So what Yah is saying is, battle this mind state. Raise yourself up in here. Learn this. Establish yourself on this. This is like a gift to Yah. This is like a sacrifice. What Yah is saying is your gifts. Your nadab is your gift or your free will offering. Your free will offering. Your volunteering. You are putting a clean animal on the altar. Your lower state mind, and you're gonna slaughter this lower self mind state of yours, and elevate yourself in the qualities of this clean animal that you put on the sacrifice, and you are the sacrifice. So you are volunteering. This is your free will offering to the Most High Yah. Okay, let's see how much time I got. I'm gonna open this up for part 2. We're at 21 minutes. Part 2. Hold on.